Hey guys, so I've been meaning to make this update for a while, and I know we've kind of posted some things on Facebook and hinted along the way that we were having problems and that things were changing and that we would let you know when we got on the other side. Now we've been on the other side for about 10 days or so, and so I just want to take some time to make this little video for you guys so you guys can understand a little better of like what happened, what we're doing now, and then like what our plan is for the future. So basically, it's really difficult to explain like what happened because even the people here who like were around us, who knew the work that I was doing and everything, like they still can't believe it. Like I think a lot of the parents and the students, they don't know that I'm not at this school anymore because it's break, and they'll find out in the next few weeks when they go to school and they don't see me. So basically what happened. So 2 years ago, the director that I came in under retired, because in Thailand you retire at 60. So that director retired. A new director came in. Last year around this time, we got a new board president that was someone from Bangkok. And then this year, for whatever reason, in February, starting the end of January, we started to work on my paperwork to send in to the Teachers Council so that I can be recertified, because foreign teachers in Thailand have to be recertified every 2 years. So we were working on the paperwork to send in. I've already done that 4 times. This is my 5th time. So after you've completed 4 times, the information that the secretary had called and asked for several times over the years is that basically after I've completed 4 2-year permissions to teach in Thailand, then because I'm a foreigner and I already studied teaching overseas, all I was supposed to have to do was put my my degree from the US that says that I studied teaching, and then a contract with the school, a letter from the school saying that they wanted me to teach, and I should have been able to get 5 years on a contract or permission to teach in Thailand for 5 years like the Thai teachers would. That's the information that we had from calling them and talking to them. However, this year when the information was put to the school board, the director and the board president said that's not possible, show it to us in writing, and it's not in writing anywhere. And so they said, we're not signing the contract for you, which is actually just like the director's husband has gotten rid of 2 foreign doctors. And so, this just more that not necessarily that they didn't think that we could do it, but probably more that they just, for whatever reason, are jealous or don't like missionaries for whatever reason. I don't know. I can't explain it. No one here can explain it. But that's just kind of like what we got caught up in. It's just like her husband has a track record, and I guess she does now. And so it's just kind of like, it stinks. And even the day that like someone was telling me she's not going to sign a contract, I was like, no, I'm still going to stay. I have scholarship for the students. I need to help the kids. I need to stay at this school. And they were like asking me, they were like, is your house finished? Like, how far along is your house? What can you do for this, that, and the other? Because what that meant was basically when I don't have a contract, meant I couldn't get my teacher's license. When you can't get your teacher's license, then I couldn't extend my visa. So my contract with the school expired May 1st, which meant my visa expired May 1st. Also, we were living at school housing. So our housing, we weren't going to have housing after May 1st. I wasn't going to have a salary after May 1st. There's just a lot of things that were like all hinging on May 1st, and this we found out at like the end of February. So we had to figure out a lot of things really quickly. 1, how we could get a visa. 2, where we were going to live. And 3, what I was going to do, which what I was going to do would be affecting the visa and where I was going to live. So why we couldn't tell you guys, in the midst of things is like literally we would wake up with one plan and go to bed with another plan. Like we would be thinking this and then, talk about this, talk about that. Oh no, we have something else. And so, like sometime I'll go into more details of how I got the new kind of position that I will have now. But basically, I will be working with a foundation, and they already have a like medical side set up where they have a guy who goes and visits some patients that they have on their roster. So I will be going with him to visit some patients, and if they're younger, try to get them some teaching, if it's teaching them English or just helping them do what they are able to do type thing. So I'll be working with some of their patients, or just some of them just need someone to talk to, so maybe just going and talking to them or spending time with them. So I'll be doing some visiting with them, and then the main job that I'll be having is to be teaching English to kids. And so in more of a what would you call it, like a tutoring type of setup. And so we're still working on that, of like where we'll teach and like the format, what curriculum or what process, what strategy, I guess you could say, we'll be working on. So that's what I'm working on for the next little bit, is trying to figure out where we're going to teach, what curriculum, what strategy, what method, I guess you could say, we'll be teaching, as well as doing some visiting, because right now I technically can't start working because we are in the process of doing my visa. So basically I'm doing a spousal visa, so we had to do all of the paperwork, get all of Pong's paperwork, all of my paperwork, and try to get a spousal visa. And then once my spousal visa is accepted, then I can go and get a work permit, and then I can start working for the foundation. So for right now, I'm not working, I'm just preparing, and then we'll start once I can get my work permit. So we went last month, and at the end of April, and we applied for the spousal visa, and then so they've accepted our paperwork. It was a big hassle. It wasn't that easy. Like we went and applied and they accepted it. It was a lot of work and a lot of stress, but eventually they accepted it. And so now we have to wait until May 28th, and then we'll go and see if the visa has been accepted or not, if they will give me the year visa as a spouse, or if paperwork's missing, or what they'll say. So please be praying May 28th that everything will go well. I said the things that we weren't going to have was, one, a job. So then I got a job with the foundation. 2, a visa. So we figured out that I can hopefully get this spousal visa, and then after I get the spousal visa, then I can take the spousal visa and get my work permit. So once I get my work permit, then I can start working with the foundation, which this little cycle is kind of what made the paperwork a little bit difficult, because we had the problem of where we were going to live. So the foundation property actually has 2 houses. It has the big house that the other guy is living on, and it has this cute little, I like to think of it kind of as like a cottage in the woods. So you can see, I had it turned this way so you can see the trees, and most of the trees around here are like cashew trees. When we first came and looked at it, there was like cashews on all of the trees, but now they've all been picked or fallen off. But we're in this cute little cabinish house in the woods. We'll give you a tour sometime. It's quite small, but it's better than living in our 70-60% finished house that doesn't have a bathroom or windows or doors or anything. So we're very grateful that we could stay in that little house, that we have a job with a foundation, and now we're basically just waiting for my visa and just praying that that will go through. Once the visa goes through, then we can do my work permit, and then I can start actually teaching and doing God's work. So yeah, that's what happened and where we are now. And I really just want to thank everyone for your thoughts and prayers in this time, because, we were not able to say things because things were changing so quickly. Like, literally, thoughts and things were going around from day to day. And, we were going to stay there, we were going to do this, we were going to do that. But eventually, like, God had it all worked out. We spent a lot of the month of April, the month of March. Oh, I didn't say, while we were doing all this, I still had to finish my teaching school year. So I still had to finish my classes, do my grades, do everything that was still on the school calendar, plus make plans for the work, plus try to work on the visa, and pack up and move a house. So that was like 2 months' time. I guess I should be grateful we at least had 2 months, but it was really stressful, really crazy. I think for me personally, like, I was affected physically. I don't think I can get it far enough away, but basically I got down to, I am right now, 54 kilos, which is like 120 pounds. I haven't been this size since I was like in high school, but just the stress and the anxiety of all of the stuff that was going on was just, a lot. And so right now, we're trying to spend some time with me, trying to just relax and be able to eat, and I can eat now, and things are doing so much better for me personally, physically. Mentally, I think we were okay. It's been very difficult because when you kind of, like, I think I had prepared and planned to be at the school until I was 60 and retired, and so when all of a sudden you found out that can't happen, you have to move, you have to do all of this, that was really hard for me. But for me and Pong, like, we had time over like 2 months to talk about it, to plan it out. We had to go through all of the motions of doing it, preparing for the move, moving. There were days like mid-April where Pong would spend the day working on the new house that we're building. I would spend the day at the house, at the school, packing, and then Pong would take Benjamin off to play with the kids. And then at the end of the day, Pong would pick up Benjamin and bring the 3-wheel cart and motorcycle, and we would pack up whatever I had packed that day onto the motorcycle, move it to wherever it needed to go, and then get home, 7, 8 o'clock, and still have to make dinner and do stuff. So that was like, it was stressful, but we did it. And I think, like, for us, we're closer as a couple because we've had to really work side by side doing all of this. We each had our own goals and agendas for each day, for each week. By May 1st, we had to have this done together as a family. And the person who I think is having the hardest time with it currently is Benjamin, because, while he was, he doesn't understand, he'll be 3 next week. So he doesn't understand what happened. His whole life has been at the school. Like, I was pregnant and I was teaching, the whole time. And when he was 2 weeks old, I took him to teach the Saturday morning scholarship students when he was 2 weeks old. So he's gone to teach his scholarship students every week since he was 2 weeks old. And, like, our schedule was that, when I was breastfeeding, he would go with me to school, and then Pong would pick him up at 8:30. So the whole first year of his life, he went to school every day. And then after that, Pong would watch him during the day. And then when it came 3 o'clock, Pong had to go take care of the goats. Pong would drop him off at school. So he literally spent 6 days a week at school for pretty much his entire life. And then all of a sudden now, like, that's been taken from him. And I think he's still under the idea that, like, maybe it's school break and we're going to go back to school, because he still says he's going to go to, he has a teacher that he likes, that he thinks he's going to be in her class this year. So he still says that he's going to be in her class this year. And I try to say, no, you're going to be at Mama's school. Or actually, he's been enrolled at the government preschool, so we might take him there a couple of days a week when I have to work and if Pong's doing other things. But yeah, so the other hard thing for him is that, he would go and play and come back and, like, all of his toys would be packed and moved, or like the rough day for him was like when he came home and the sofa and the refrigerator weren't at our house, you know, and so he would be gone and then come back, and the stuff would be packed up, the stuff would be moved, or, you know, like he would see a box that was half packed and say, "Oh, thank you, Mama, I love this," and like pull stuff out, and then, you know, the stress of Mama would say, "No, you can't play with that, put it back, you know, Mama just packed that, put it back, that's not a toy." And he was thinking all these things were brand new toys, and so he was, for a while, would say, "I don't love you, Mama, I love Ba Marine," which means like my Aunt Marine, like, "I don't love you, Mama, I love her." And so, you know, like was hard for him, and it was hard for me to take it as well. But I think and at first, you know, we moved to this house and he would cry at night when we were going to take a shower, saying he wanted to go shower at the other house. But now I think we've gotten it so we boil his water, because we don't have our hot water heater hooked up or anything, so we boil his water. He sits in his little bathtub, and so now looks forward to bath time. But there was a while where every time it came time to take a bath, he would cry that he wanted to go to the other house and things like that. And so please just continue to pray for Benjamin and his transition, because, you know, Pong and I know and have accepted and are like grateful for our opportunities and know what's ahead. But Benjamin, you know, he doesn't have any idea, you know, and so we just have to work with him each and every day, one day at a time, you know. And so just continue to pray for him, and we'll try to like keep you guys updated a little bit more from now on, now that we're a little more settled. You know, obviously we'll be figuring out work and schedule and things like that over a little bit, but hopefully this is a good update for you guys, and you guys can understand where we are, what we're doing, and most importantly, like, we just want to thank you for the prayers and the support in this time, and hopefully you can be understanding of why we weren't able to update all the time. But yeah, we just love you guys, and we're just so grateful for God's plan, and that he has just really walked us through this the whole way, and he has had like 1 step, 2 steps ahead of where we were, and he was just like waiting for us to stumble onto like the right answer that he had like on the platter in front of us. So we're just so grateful for that. We're grateful that we've completed everything by May 1st, and I'll tell you, like, I guess it was the 30th, that on last Friday, or whatever day it was, Friday, that it was so weird, because for the first time, like, the visa was accepted, and we were just waiting for the, like, day we have to go back and hear the results on the 28th. So, like, the visa was done, we turned in the keys to the house, and everything was moved, and I just looked at Pong and I said, "What do we need to do today?" And the answer was nothing. We got to sit and relax in the evening. It was so wonderful. And, you know, like, we were just able, the week after that, like, I just took a week last week with Benjamin, and just to try to spend lots of mama time and just get him adjusted to being in this house, but also getting myself adjusted and just giving my brain a little bit of a rest, you know, to prepare for what's ahead. And yeah, we're doing good. We're doing a lot better than we were, and we're just so grateful to you all, and God bless you. See you in the next one. Bye.